Hey everybody, this is Amos. I'm going to change up the video blog a little bit. Going forward, it's going to be different than what it was in the past. And it really comes from a Facebook message that I got from somebody, and he asked me a series of questions. They were good questions, they were deep questions, they were honest questions. And I thought, man, I'd love to point this guy to a blog that kind of answers those like good, honest faith questions. I started looking for a blog that would speak to that or speak to him, and I couldn't find any. So I'm going to try to unpack some questions that people have, some concepts, ideas going forward, instead of making announcements only about what's happening in the church. But I actually saw something on Facebook this past week that gave me a topic for today, and it was, with the Eagles in the Super Bowl playing the Patriots, this person had posted a video of some Eagles fans acting less than kindly to Vikings fans 2 weeks ago, and he said, "This is why I'm not going to root for the Eagles in the Super Bowl." And I posted on his timeline, "That is terrible logic. You should not judge the Eagles based on that. If you were to say that, no one should be a Christian. Like, if that's good logic, nobody should be a Christian because you should judge the Eagles on different merit." For instance, if there was a mathematician who was a real jerk, would you discount math? Like, if the mathematician was a real jerk, but he promoted the idea that 2 plus 2 is 4, does that make 2 plus 2 not equal 4? Or if you had a really a crappy mathematician that was trying to sell you on the fact that 2 plus 2 equals 5, his character, the way he treated people, doesn't actually change the truth of what he's teaching. It has nothing to do with it. And that's one of the arguments that can get levied against Christians. I don't want to be a Christian because look at all the terrible things that Christians have done over the course of history. You have the Crusades, you have empire building and squashing at times the native cultures. And even today, you have Christians who say they believe one thing and they act in a different way. And I just want you to hear that that's not a valid argument against Christianity, but also don't necessarily leverage that in a debate. Now, of course, there are going to be walls that people have that if you're discussing, it's good to bring those walls down. But what's going to win people to the truth, what's going to win people to Jesus is the love and compassion that you show them. And even more than that, the way that God shows up in their life in maybe times of crisis or sadness or in any variety of ways. And for instance, I heard this from one of our young people in our church this past week. The individual had met a person in her office that was unemployed. And the person says, "Can I just pray for you and hope, pray that God would provide a job for you?" He comes back a week or two later and he says, "You'll never guess, I have a job. And the crazy thing is, I've been looking for a job for 3 years." The person who prayed for the individual didn't know he'd been out of work for that long. But you can see how God showed up and met that need, and suddenly God is real to him. So put some pressure on God when you're entering into these questions, but know that if you're questioning your faith too because of the way that some Christians behave badly, it's bad logic. Some of you know some more technical terms for logic. It's an ad hominem, and probably other fallacies that it would fall under too. So hope you guys have a great week. Go Eagles this week in the Super Bowl. And if you do have questions that you'd like me to talk about, you can email me at amos@csvineyard.org. Bye.